Man, Destin, first off, how is your...
It's time for SideScrollers on ScrewAttack.com with your host, Stuttering Craig.
I think I'm doing okay for a 15-year-old with a wife and a baby.
This week with Daily Destin.
Edith, I told you I can't build you a candy house. It will fall down. The sun will melt the candy. It won't work.
And me, Maxifin Corey.
Right here, it's specified 18 inches.
I was given this napkin.
And now, broadcasting from the Screw Attack World Headquarters in Dallas, Texas, it's the SideScrollers.
Welcome out to SideScrollers on ScrewAttack.com. What is going on? Hey, I'm Stuttering Craig.
I'm Maxifin Corey.
And I'm Daily Destin.
This is an A. Anybody do that in like elementary school with music class?
Nope.
This is an A. No.
No.
Okay.
My music teacher probably did.
Oh. Anyways, how's everybody doing this week? Everybody excited? Happy? Yes, ready to go? Ready to inform and educate and entertain the next 30 to 45 minutes?
Yes.
Definitely.
Woo! All right, cool. So, lots of stuff going on, man. Oh, man, oh, man. Destin, first off, how was your visit to the doctor?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, no, you're planning all these trips, and we talked about the dentist last week and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I just want a real quick checkup on you. Are you going to die anytime soon, or?
I won't know until I go get x-rays tomorrow.
Oh, okay, well, good.
He's having a sonogram.
Yeah.
They're going to inspect the baby.
Check out the baby?
Yeah.
Is it kicking? That's good. What about you? How's your baby going?
There is no baby.
Well, you opened that right up. I'm just saying.
There is no baby. I am not pregnant.
Oh. Yet.
I am not pregnant. I will not be having a baby anytime soon. I will not be pregnant anytime in the near future.
You better knock on wood. That's all I'm saying. Better knock on wood. Do it. Knock on the desk. All right, excellent.
Happy?
I am.
All right.
I'm just looking out for your best interest, Corey. That's all.
Thank you.
That's right. That scares the crap out of me. Speaking of banging, I'm going on my honeymoon this week.
Nice.
I'm getting married on Friday, so next week the site will be Craigslist, which
Craigslist.
Craigslist.
Next week.
We're going to turn into Craigslist.
Just gonna forward everybody to Craigslist.org. It'll be good. No, it's gonna be quite an interesting week, at least for me, because I am literally shutting off my cell phone, turning off my computer, and not checking anything out on the site. So if the site fails, it's on everybody. So I'm looking forward to getting caught up and being away from the site. And my streak of visiting the site every day since it's launched will have ended.
Nice.
Wow.
Yes. So isn't that sad?
And all you had to do was get married.
That's right. That's right. Taking one thing away, one day at a time. That's right.
Yeah.
No. So yeah, should be a good time. So this will be the last time you hear me for a couple weeks. So do you guys know who's going to be your host next week?
Mm-mm.
No. You thought about it?
You're gone?
Yeah. You're leaving, huh? So
we'll figure something out.
Well, cool. Well, on the site this week, we got a bunch of great stuff, including our visit to Video Games Live. We got a couple of videos from that. We got our visit to EVO out in Las Vegas, which was a great time had by all. We got a couple videos from that.
What about your panel?
My panel's actually going to be going up closer to the beta date.
Ah, okay.
So
We've had a lot of emails from G1s about that. When is the beta date?
The beta date. Here's the deal with the beta. You guys will be each receiving, those of you who came to the SGC panel.
I was there.
Yeah, you'll be in it too. Those of you who were there or will be receiving an email on or about August, late August, because we're going to go into a private beta here on Screw Attack, like just the staff and the mods and admins and such. Only us are going to be in it, and till we get in the flow, then we're going to invite everybody in, and then we'll get going on that. So towards the end of this month, end of August, and then we'll middle of September, version 4 will be here. So
awesome.
Yep, it's going to be
Wait, we're launching in September?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes. We're launching version 4.
The training wheels come off, Destin.
That's right. The tri-school wheels. Yep. Training wheels.
Training wheels. The tri-school.
After packs.
After packs. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, lots of good stuff coming up. But on the presentation this week, we've got forum questions. We got the SideScroller news desk. The middle segment will be we were busting our brains trying to figure out what we were talking about last week that we needed to talk about this week, and that is gaming trends. I'm going to take an in-depth look, and we'll be talking in-depthly about all the crazy gaming trends that are going on right now and have been.
And hey, you know what? If you want us to keep doing side-scrollers, dig it.
Yes.
You know, I don't believe that you watch it. If you watch it, dig it. Otherwise, I don't believe you.
On the site?
Yeah.
You mean listen to it, not watch it?
Well, no,
Or whatever.
Period. Like that's just it. Like, here's one thing that I think a lot of G1s don't realize is that we could control dig. We could, like, the amount of G1s that visit ScrewAttack on a day-to-day basis. If you just dug our videos, we would be on the front page of Dig every day, and we'd have new G1s, and it'd be awesome. I mean, our community is large enough to where if they just dug our videos on a day-to-day basis, we could own the internet.
No, we got like 20 digs.
So if you're saying we don't get dug, then we could be canceled?
Yeah, we could be canceled. People better dig us.
Just this episode of Side-Scrollers, like, just prove to us.
No. Not even this episode, because if we dig this episode, all the dig whores will be like, they're dig, you know.
Yeah.
But if you do every video after this, more specifically hard news on a day-to-day basis, which would be great, as well as scoops and VGRs and all that stuff. I mean, because hard news is a great diggable thing. It should be dug every day. Anyways, dig our stuff. That's the. I guess that's why Destin brought it up, right?
Yeah, kind of like. I wonder if we ask them to actually dig Side-Scrollers, if they actually will. You know.
Okay, well, let's try it. Let's try it. Stop right now. Press pause. We're not going to keep going until you press pause.
Ooh, press pause. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. So you press pause. Actually, if you press pause, you probably can't hear this now. But
That was the point.
okay,
Press pause.
open up a new window, dig this, and then we'll be ready to go. I'd love to see side-scrollers on the front page of Dig, which would be great, because the G1s can own the internets. All right, which is great. Okay. But right now, it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the freaking world's favorite segment. It's time for
News.
All the gaming news from this past week. It's time for Hard News.
All right, what do we got?
World of Warcraft addicts are going to get in-game counseling now.
Wow, in game.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So
So,
they're already addicted. So keep them on the game, getting on the game, and yeah, what?
Like 11 million people are playing the game, and some people are addicted. So they're going to start offering support in-game. We will be launching this project by the end of the year.
Wait, so 11 million people. What's the subscription fee?
They cut it in half.
It's like $15 a month or something, or $20 a month.
They cut it in half recently.
15 bones.
Yeah.
I
I
think
think it's like $15.98 or something.
Okay, let's just do some real quick math here. 1598 times, I don't know, 11 million. Quick math. That
Is it
comes
like
out
$15
to
billion?
that comes out to $175,780,000 a month. That's nice. Congratulations.
I'm just envisioning swimming in a pool of that.
You know, you might get paper cuts. And
I don't care.
You just get germs all over you
It'd
from
be
people
worth
touching
it.
that money.
You know how Scrooge McDuck would swim in coins?
Yeah.
That would hurt.
That would hurt, but you know
know.
what? Doesn't everybody want to do that once in their life?
Or just throw it up in the air and make it rain.
Like the rappers do in Vegas?
Yes.
Make it rain and throw pennies up in the air. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice. Well, congratulations to those retards who are addicted to World of Warcraft. So, so it's going to start later this year, and what are they hoping to accomplish?
To just help people who are like playing like 16 hours a day.
Help people stop playing?
Stop, like you play a game, but don't play it 16 hours
So-
unless you work in the like us, you know.
Well, so is this like
We don't even play games 16 hours. Maybe on the weekends
That's
I will. But
retarded.
Yeah, but like, can they just go ahead and like get this counseling, or is it an automatic thing if they've been online for X amount of time consecutively?
I don't
Does
know.
like a mage pop up and they're like, "Hey, you need some counseling."
Hey, you sick fuck. It's it's time to counsel.
I don't really know if it's going to be automatic or anything like that.
They should. They should give you a heads up like a week before and be like, you've been targeted for counseling.
Well, this guy Graham
Go
is
outside.
talking about proposed in-game measures. So, yeah.
Good for them, taking self-induced measures and stuff. All right, I like it. What else?
All right, a little bit more of a serious story.
Uh-oh.
The NPR. What do you guys know about the 6 Days in Fallujah game? Did you hear about that?
I know NPR is National Public Radio. I know Fallujah is a country or a city.
Well, you know the war that happened there?
Not really.
Okay, there was a war that took
I'm a
place
stupid
there,
American. I don't know.
And, well, we were there.
We were no. I said I'm a stupid American. I don't know things outside my country.
okay.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. Well, anyway, So this company, Atomic Games, developed this game 6 Days in Fallujah, and it was supposed to they got a lot of input from people who were there. They used actual footage of the war, and they wanted to make it kind of a moving piece about war, not like glorifying it or anything, but a realistic look at it. And people got pissed.
Why?
They were like, "Don't make." Konami was going to publish it, and Konami was just like, "Well, people are getting mad. We're not going to publish this game."
Okay.
So they lost their publisher, and now nobody will touch this
Because it's too real.
Yeah, I guess. So now the NPR is taking a look at the thing about it, and they're talking about doing a documentary on the game.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, so it's got like real footage from the real war. So like I imagine it's got people really dying in it, and probably.
Well, they tell their story, and then you play their story.
Ah.
You know,
Interesting.
and like their friends died and stuff, and see the people who lost family there are upset because they feel like their deaths will be, I don't know,
Profit.
well,
Glamorized, maybe?
not glamorized. Like one woman is quoted as saying, "Because it's a game, because there can be different enemies, because Ken did not get that opportunity to reset and start over in the battle where he was killed."
I see.
You know,
Like, I get it. I legitimately get why they're upset.
but
I mean,
but the two people who started creating this game, one of them were in this war, and as soon as he got hit with some shrapnel, I guess, and he decided that he wanted to make this game to show people what's going on and stuff, and like he started thinking about it right away, and he worked with the other guy from Atomic Games.
It's really interesting because you play games like I don't know. Let's play a game like Modern Warfare, right?
Yeah.
That's real. I mean, it looks real, right?
Yes.
It looks very real. The
But it's
story's
not
not real. The
realistic.
story's not real.
Yeah.
Right.
It looks real, but it's like arcadey.
well, I think
you
it's.
know.
I don't know. I think that game is pretty profound, actually.
What?
6 Days in Fallujah, I guess.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, it is taking real experiences and growing off that, and it sort of takes the entertainment, the game, out of a game, because this is real life you're dealing with at this point.
Well, no. They just make sure that explosions aren't like over the top. You know, that was one of the things. I was actually at the doctor's office, and I read this article in Newsweek about this game not getting a publisher, and it pretty much shut down the studio, Atomic Games, because they invested like $20 million into this title.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, they're just trying to get it out there. Right
Wow.
now.
Well, so
Yeah.
I think that's really. I think it's a game that should be seen because I think that I don't know what war's really like. You don't know what war's really like.
Yeah.
You know, nobody here knows what war's really like except for those who have been at war. You know, some say war is boring. Those are the people sitting behind computers. You know,
Well,
but the people on the battlefield and stuff. I think that stuff should be seen. You know, it'd be like watching a documentary on National Geographic Channel or something like that.
And they're involved hardcore. The people who were in Fallujah,
Yeah.
like they've been really involved with this game, like making sure it was right and making sure that like they're trying to make it an emotional experience for the player.
And I bet it would
You know,
be.
yeah.
I mean, if people get emotionally connected to Cortana or you know Halo or you know in Halo series, surely they can get connected to real people who actually died.
And then the argument's coming up like, so you're okay with movies and books? How come this medium isn't being allowed to,
Bingo.
you know, show this particular version of it, like a serious look at war?
Well, okay.
You know?
And I think I can offer maybe some explanation toward that because, yeah, it is a serious look on war. And
That's not a question from me. That's a question that people are bringing up.
No, I know, but I can just tell you what instantly popped into my head when you say that. The difference between like a documentary on war or something like that is that it's meant to be educational, whereas maybe
Not a documentary. I'm talking like Saving Private Ryan. What was that? Band of Brothers.
Well, what I was going
you
to
know?
say is that like maybe the people playing the game don't necessarily make that correlation and wouldn't have that same sort of look. Like,
Well, you could same thing could happen in a movie though.
well, no,
You know,
I mean that is true.
An immature person watches a movie.
But
They
it-
could be immature about the
But with a
situation,
game,
you know?
like you sort of have control over the character to an extent. I mean,
Yeah.
for a lot of people playing the game is you are putting yourself in that position, whereas in a movie there is sort of that detachment because you're not the person on the screen.
Here's a question: is the game 18 and up, or is it adults only?
Oh, like if it's a war game, I'm guessing M.
Yeah.
But,
I
well,
would
see,
think so.
I can't imagine them being an adults only game because kids that are 18 can go to war. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. It's really interesting. Let's go on to the next one because
Yeah,
that's a really good topic.
That's a really interesting story, though. If you haven't read about this game, 6 Days in Fallujah, look it up on Google. There's a lot of really good articles and a great article in Newsweek about it. Moving on, Peter Jackson was, as a lot of people know, he was going to make a Halo game and work on the Halo movie. The Halo movie got canned, and he came out and said the Halo movie is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Neil Blomkamp and Peter Jackson said, yeah, Halo movie, no.
Okay.
We put 6 months of our life into that, and then the studio shit on it, so no, we're done.
Dang.
So now there's this interview with Jackson explaining how the death of the Halo movie gave birth to this new movie, District 9.
I'm excited for this movie.
I am really excited about District 9,
I've only
too.
seen a couple trailers for it.
Like, it looks really good. I'm probably going to go see it the day it comes out.
Yeah.
Like, it looks really interesting. It's about these aliens that are forced to stay on Earth, and then they fight them. There was just a new trailer on our site. I actually clicked one of our ads, and there was a really cool new trailer for it.
Okay.
Like, the whole premise is that the aliens are sort of misunderstood. They're stuck here. They want to leave, but the communication barrier is there to where we perceive them as a threat. And so the aliens that are on Earth, we've sort of isolated them into District 9.
Yeah.
Like, no humans can go in that area.
Like Site 59 or whatever, or Site
Area
whatever,
51.
Area 51.
Yeah.
And if you've ever watched any of a Neil
Site 59
Blomkamp
is a
short,
website.
No, did you see the short film that was based on?
no.
Yeah, it was actually based on a short film.
I've seen all of Neil Blomkamp's stuff, and he is amazing. That's why I was so excited for the Halo movie, and now I'm
Yeah.
even more excited for this. But the thing is, Peter Jackson was saying that after the Halo thing happened, it was literally a 24-hour period. They're like, you know what? Let's make our own movie without all the studios, and let's just do it ourselves. Screw everybody else. We'll fund it ourselves. And they did. It looks freaking amazing.
Wow.
You know.
And this is the District 9 or...
And it's District 9.
Yeah. It was based on a short film that he initially did, and it was about 10 minutes long. Maybe it was done in a documentary style, just sort of if aliens had landed here and what they were doing in the aftermath of it.
Wow.
And it's
I think
expanded into District 9. So.
I think I saw what you were talking
in
about.
South Africa.
That was old. That's one of his older
Yeah.
ones, like 98.
So,
yeah, it was really old, but it's now District 9.
So when's the movie come out?
August 14th.
So mark it on your calendars. The day before Game Attack opens.
Go see what the Halo movie could have been, epic-wise. You know. So.
Sure. I like it. Cool.
Well,
It's
who
not
knows?
based on Halo though at all.
No,
Like,
but this
if
could
it's
give rise to a Halo movie. I mean, it might.
They already said no. You blew it.
Yeah.
You know, like studios blew it.
Keith Avocary could convince him.
Yeah.
It's all at Comic-Con, which is great. Cool. All right. Well, is that it?
That's it.
Excellent. That's our news for this week. Coming up next, we're going to get into gaming trends and how great they are, or something.
Creative minds in the G1 community, listen up. If you want to be seen, here's your chance. We bust our ass during the week, but on Sundays, we're handing the site over to you. Send us your best work. Email us, vids@screwattack.com. If we like what you've got, we'll feature you during Submission Sunday. Hey, you never know. You just might become the next big internet sensation.
Bloody wolf, ride on a motorcycle, shoot some dudes. When you shoot the dudes, they die all dramatically. They are blood.
Our good buddy Game Jew over from Rock Cookie Bottom. Go check him out over at .com, rockcookiebottom.com. Always fun. Good part of ScrewAttack history there. Okay, so I figured now we talked about this last week, and some of the just absolute crazy trends that have gone on. Right now, it's all about.
Is that what we talked about?
Well, no, we didn't.
Honestly, I can't remember
we were talking about trends
Oh,
from
okay.
last week. So obviously, right now the big thing is FPS. Everything's FPS. Oh my God, FPS. You know, and
Third person.
Well, yeah,
Shooting stuff.
anything with a gun, pretty
Yeah.
much. Yes, anything with a gun where you're third or first person, just shooting stuff, killing, death, maim, right? Yeah. And I got to thinking about that, and I got to thinking about how it just seems like there's never going to be an end to first-person shooter games, and how this it sucks because you're like, man, is this ever going to end? And then I go ahead.
You know what's actually interesting? I was reading an article that
In
said
Newsweek at the dentist
No.
office?
that said not in the dentist. That said in Japan right now that they're having difficulty with sales because it's just the same old shit.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, though, is that right? I think a lot of gamers are going, okay, when is this going to end?
Yeah.
Of course, we got Modern Warfare 2 coming out. We got more Halos coming out. We got, all these games that really are great games, but they're kind of rehashed over and over again, right? And no doubt that I'll buy more Modern Warfare 2. But at the same time, it got me thinking about some of the different trends, and it gave me a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. So I was thinking, I thought back to when I started gaming, when I really got into gaming. And
when everything was new. Like, any game you put in, you don't know what you're going to get.
Exactly.
It could be 3D, it could be a side-scroller.
Yes. So
it could be something completely different that you've never even played before.
Well, as technologies change, so has the trends, right? If you think back to, we'll start at the NES and we'll go back from there, right? So the NES is where I hopped on the video game bandwagon, right? What was Super Mario Brothers? Platformer.
Yeah.
That's all that was on the Nintendo, on the NES. There was the occasional game like 3D World Runner that tried to go outside the box and was
Load
like,
Runner.
What's that?
Yeah.
Load Runner.
Yeah,
that was a big departure from.
Well, Load Runner was picking up the gold and moving around. That was still a platformer.
I thought that was the one where it was like you're running forward and you jump.
3D World Runner.
Oh,
That's what I was talking about. Yeah. So like games like that, and there was like Super Glove Ball that tried to think outside the box or whatever, and they weren't received very well. And that's kind of what we're seeing now with games that aren't FPS.
I was gonna say there was even FPS though, like on the Nintendo with Duck Hunt. I mean, there you
technically,
go.
Kinda,
it was technically a first-person shooter, yeah, and Duck Hunt is technically a classic or whatever, but the light gun kind of gave it that was more of a gimmick, the light gun was a gimmick, right?
It still works to this day.
But today is still more of the same. We haven't seen any true innovation since the 3D move, the big 3D.
Exactly,
movement,
since 3D. But okay, then you think about Super Nintendo and the 16-bit, right? What was big during the early 90s?
Star Fox.
Well, no, not necessarily. The big thing during the early 90s, Star Fox was cool because it was 3D, had the super effects chip. But the big genre then was fighters, exactly, and everything was a fighter. Or Street Fighter 2. It was World Heroes. Yeah. It was Fatal Fury. It was anything, a Samurai Showdown. It was games on the Neo Geo that's all you saw, right? Well, before then, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say I remember the big debate was: do you like Street Fighter? Or do you like Mortal Kombat?
Exactly.
And you were mortal enemies.
Exactly.
Like if you disagreed.
Exactly. But also right before then was what? Beat 'em ups, because Final Fight. Yeah. Games like Final Fight and games you play in the arcade because it was all about pumping in
Metal
quarters.
Slug? That's almost a beat 'em up.
Metal Slug it's a platformer with guns.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess
Not really. It's a side scroller, I guess.
Platformer. That's essentially what platformers, side scrollers. So
like shmups were big, like
shoot 'em ups. Absolutely.
Gunstar Heroes. I mean, definitely.
Yeah, shooters, the Contras and stuff like that, but those are still technically, even though they still technically are platformers. Running, jumping, shooting, right? And then this, so over time, these life cycles, as technologies changed, so has the game, so has the genres. I mean, think about before the NES came out, the games in the arcade, games like Pac-Man. Like a Galaga, like they were very simple, very even games like Tempest, they were all churned. They were just considered more arcade games, I guess. They want to be considered. I don't know. Do they have a genre other than arcade? I guess. I mean, because
just for the time they had to be arcade.
Well, look at Super Mario Brothers, like the arcade version. That's sort of like an early platformer.
The original Mario Brothers.
Yeah, the original. Sorry, not Super Mario. The original Mario Brothers. Yeah. It's sort of like an early platformer with just one level, because I mean you're running and jumping per se on one screen.
Well, all the arcade games back then, they were 2-player games. That were the whole idea behind arcade games was getting a game done as fast as you can, so somebody else can put a quarter in.
Right.
And that's when you're playing a two player game. That's what it was all about, and that's why beat 'em ups became so popular, because arcade manufacturers and games like they would the average play time is like 45 seconds per quarter, and you get done and you could fit 4 people in a game at once, with like a Turtles or a X-Men or something like that, so you just pump it in quarters, right? Then fighting games came along, and Street Fighter 2 is a fast-paced game where a game could be done in 45 seconds also. Yeah, a minute. Right. So people just pump it in quarters, right? But as technologies advanced, right, then the N64 and PlayStation came out, and all of a sudden platformers then all of a sudden become in 3D, and oh my gosh, you know, and platformers.
It's an old idea in 3D, so it seemed new at the time.
Yeah,
exactly. It's taken to this next level.
Right. It was a twist on an old idea, and it made it more innovative, and it sort of, I guess, breathed new life into the genre.
Until they threw a gun into it.
Yeah.
Until they threw a gun into it, pretty much.
Well, actually, that was on the PC with Doom.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
and Doom was huge too, and you saw a lot of games
Wolfenstein
like that.
3D, actually, I think, was before Doom.
Yes. Yeah, well, I think Wolfenstein's considered the granddaddy, for sure.
But still, like, I still think that was at an age when PC games were still something distinctly different from console games. Now that line has crossed because you see a lot of cross-platform games.
Yeah.
Like, not as much as you used to. So, I mean...
Well, the PCs had way more power.
Right,
Way more power. I mean, I remember going to a buddy's house and seeing Wing Commander and being like, "Oh my God, what is this full motion video stuff?"
Yeah.
You know, it was amazing. But I guess the big, you know, it's not so much a talk about this; it's more so there's a light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to these FPSs, or is there a light at the end of the tunnel? Because a lot of people are saying this is the last generation of consoles. You know.
Well, I think you can blame the consumer a lot for, like, the market being oversaturated with FPS because that's what people play, that's what people buy. And until people stop buying FPS as much as they do, then publishers and developers are going to keep putting out these games.
Sure,
really though, how many different versions of Sight do we have? We got the side scroller, you got the top-down view for the RTSs, you know, then you got third person, you got first person. There's only so many ways that you can display an entertainment medium like that, you know, just because of how our vision works.
Well, you think that, but what we really need to do is put visors on people's heads and make it all 3D and red and black.
No.
Oh.
I'm not saying that.
I have a
I'm
headache
just saying,
already.
like,
Oh, no.
I'm saying, like, what other views can we offer people? Like, we pretty much got the views established. Now we just need innovative games.
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily the truth, because when I think there's still something out there that is untapped that people haven't talked about, or that's going to take, you know, gaming to another level. Is it the Milo thing? You know, is it something like that? That, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Those to me seem gimmicky.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, didn't the Wii seem a little gimmicky when it came out?
And it has been, and sales are dropping like.
But it's
crazy.
still number one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the sales they had.
It's the number one reason people come into Game Attack. The number one reason people
For the Wii?
Yep.
Really?
The number one reason people go into game stores is the Wii. Absolutely.
I'm not really surprised by that, honestly. If you talk to any, like, average Joe on the street and you ask him, you know, what's a current generation gaming console, they're either going to say the Wii or the 360. And I guarantee the average Joe's probably going to say a Wii just because it really is geared toward the more casual market.
So is that it? Is that what we're going to see from developers? More peripheral-based interaction with your television?
Well, I was going to get to, you know, other games that have become trends. Like we talked about music games. You know, music games like DDR and Drum Mania and Donkey Kong Bongo Beat and stuff like that.
Like that sort of started in the late 90s and really sort of took off in the late 90s, early 2000s, and then now, like, band-based music games are freaking huge with all the Guitar Hero being shoved down our throat.
I mean, that's just like, what's the next level? What's the next level? You know, so I don't know. I think, you know, fighting games are kind of making a resurrection with Street Fighter 4. I think that's kind of that excitement's got kind of being curtailed now a little bit.
Blaze Blue.
King of Fighters.
Yeah, but
King of Fighters.
But I think that's still a very niche market. You know, I still do think I don't think a lot of today's gamers really care about fighting games.
I guess you can get Street Fighter 4 new for $20 right now.
Well, and that's
GameStop. I mean, Game Attack.
No, I mean,
I don't know how much it is at Game Attack. Otherwise, I would have said that.
Yeah, I think a Game Attack is $20. So, you know, it's funny that you know, we went to Evo. Everybody there was at least early 20s. There wasn't anybody that was young there because they don't play those games. Yeah. You know, and even if they just picked up the game, they don't get it because they don't have the experience with the old school games. So they're like, why don't I just play an FPS? Why don't I just play Rock Band? You know? Anyways, but you know, I was talking about is there an end in sight for FPS games? Is there a light at the end of the tunnel? I don't know. You know, I'd like to think so. Just
Modern Warfare 2 probably already went gold. You know, with pre-orders.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's people who have bought the game before it's even released.
Well, here's my only concern about if there's a light at the end of the tunnel, is that there is no. People are talking about this being the last generation of consoles.
Who? I haven't heard that.
That's what your best friend, Michael Pachter. He said that stuff, you know?
Nah.
Yeah, he's predicted that stuff before.
No, I'm saying it's not. It's wrong.
I think there's definitely a possibility this could be the last generation consoles. And the main reason is because of the same reason arcades are dead, the internet.
Yeah.
So are you saying the industry is going to fold on itself? 'Cause
No, I think
if something like OnLive takes over, then yes, I could see that.
I think that what's already stopping it? You can download all these games right now on your Xbox Live, on your PSN, on your WiiWare.
You can't go download Uncharted on your PC.
You will be able to.
Yeah.
I guarantee you'll be able to. It just make your hard drive a terabyte, you know, and all of a sudden
you can't download it though because they've made it specifically for the PS3 and utilize that hardware. Like they designed the PS3 specifically so that like you can play a PS3 game on a PC. Really, it's designed to utilize the hardware on the PS3.
I wouldn't be surprised if what we're seeing now is what we're going to be seeing for a long time because of exactly what we're seeing right now with way gaming consoles are and there's such a big leap from the 64 to the PlayStation 2 to the PlayStation 3 and 360 and a Wii, you know. Well, maybe not so much the Wii, but you know what I mean. So, I don't know.
Honestly, if a new generation of consoles were to come out, I'm not ready to drop $2,000
no,
on
neither
a new set of consoles.
Oh God.
Neither am
I.
Neither am
Well,
I.
like, no, think about it. PS3 was $600, 360 was $500 when it came out. That's $1,100, and then the Wii was $250.
Minus games, minus controllers.
Yeah, minus games, minus controllers. That's like $1,500. I don't think any consumer right now is like, I want to get 3 new consoles.
If somebody,
you know,
if Xbox or Microsoft or even Nintendo announce their next console in the next year, I think people will be like, what?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I could see Nintendo putting out a new console before Microsoft or Sony just because, I mean, we still do have the storage problem with the Wii in terms of, like...
I could see them releasing an upgrade to it.
The consoles look great right now. What are they going to do? Tweak the graphics a little bit at this point?
Well, the Wii doesn't do, like, HD graphics, so there is that.
I agree with you. The Wii.
I could see Nintendo putting out a new console just to sort of be... I mean, in a way, it's in its own league, like... Oh, I can't even talk. Outside from Sony and Microsoft, but at the same time, there's things that it could do to like put itself on par and away from them. I mean, graphics and then like the online, like download capabilities. Like they don't have anything nearly as big as Xbox Live Marketplace.
Yeah. Well, that was a little all over the place, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It started with trends, but it went everywhere. That's just that's how conversations go sometimes. So, anyways, long story short, I don't know if we're gonna see I hope there's a light at the end of the tunnel with this, but I'm doubtful.
You're wondering what the next trend's going to be?
Yes,
is that
exactly.
You think right now it's
and if
FPS.
I knew, I'd be Michael Pachter.
You think right now it's FPS?
I think that's the current, and it will be the next trend because I don't see that going anywhere. As much as rehashed as everything is right now, you know.
It's been around since Wolfenstein.
Yeah, I know.
So.
Exactly. You know, but whatever. All right, so that's that. Let's move on to a little side-scroll news desk, and let's have some fun because we've been serious the first half of the show.
Brian the intern here. Can't sit through Attack the Show? Neither can I. If you don't like your video game news soft, then come to ScrewAttack for hard news. Get the day's top stories without having to go in your pants, or my pants, or anyone else's pants for that matter. It's every weekday at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central Standard Time. Get all the news that's fit to be called hard. Giggity, 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 giggity. The hard news on ScrewAttack.
Heard this before, but Crazy Arnold with a little Dr. Wiley, and you made the reference that you always hear Brental Floss.
Gotta run now.
Gotta run now. Gotta run now.
Yeah, whatever.
Gotta run now.
Gotta run now. Something like that. Anyway.
Right. Very nice. All right.
Gonna run now.
You should be seeing more Brental Floss here coming up here pretty soon, which should be a great thing. For those of you who missed him at SGC, great time by all. What were you going to say?
I'm curious what his next song is.
Oh, it's a secret to everybody.
Yes.
That's right. I know. He played part of it at a...
Maybe we'll package. All right. Okay. All right, but right now it's time for the Side-Scroller News Desk.
Hit the music.
What do we got?
Okay, so this was just sort of interesting, I thought I'd mention.
Yep.
Did you know that there's a 425-foot asteroid hurtling toward the Earth?
Is it going to hit us in 2012 like the Mayans thought?
No, in about 40 or 50 years. There's a 1 in 2,940 chance of it hitting us.
There is something going to kill everybody like every other year. I swear to God, there's been like 3 gigantic meteors.
Wait, I thought 2012 was Nostradamus.
No, that's the Mayans. Well, I think the Mayans predicted it first, then Nostradamus.
Yeah, Nostradamus. It was like, the year 2000, it's going to be all over. Oh, we misread it. Year 2002. Oh, shit, we're idiots. We misread again. 2012.
Oh, okay. Well, this asteroid really is hurtling toward the Earth.
Okay. Well, it's not going to hit us.
It should be here in 40 to 50 years.
And if it does, there's not a whole lot we can do about it.
Man, wouldn't that be a horrible way to die? Like, just knowing that, like, we're going to die in 4 days. You're going to die in 3 days.
That's when we get Bruce Willis to Armageddon that bitch.
See, there you go. That's right. You get the.
We got enough nukes to blow ourselves up like 30 times. I think we can handle the pussy-ass asteroid.
It's 425 feet wide.
Yeah, we got that.
425 feet?
And... feet wide, and would strike with enough energy of roughly 150 million tons of TNT. Or 10,000 times that of the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima.
Weak. So what you're saying is we'd all die?
Yes.
Well, wherever it hit.
Well, these things like... Well, Jupiter,
Actually, it would hit us and kind of push us towards, like, another planet, and then we'd collide.
How? There's no gravity in...
Well, yeah, but if we start spinning...
Well, we're orbiting around the sun. I mean, it would...
And if it hit the Earth, all the dust would, like, do stuff, too.
It wouldn't necessarily push us out of our orbit. I mean, that would have to take a much stronger force to get us off our track.
10 times the force of Hiroshima. That's a lot of force.
10,000 times.
Oh, 10,000 times.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it would push us out of our orbit.
I don't think so either. I think...
Really? Do you really think a fucking rock is going to be what does us in?
Yes.
I mean, with the amount of technology
I thought it was interesting. I mean, it has a 1 in 2,940 chance of hitting us.
You know, it's funny.
Speaking of sensationalist journalism.
Oh my, yes, Destin.
There was a story that certain people were attacked at Comic-Con with a squirt gun, and things were stolen.
What?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
What really happened is he was trying to get a drink of water, and it was sensationalized by the media.
Oh,
I didn't hear all that.
Keith?
Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
Did you hear about that?
I didn't
hear
hear
that. It was
that he
on
attacked...
Entertainment Weekly and shit, and their headline reads, "Person attacks, blah, 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 blah." And he went up there and he said, "Can I get a drink of water?" You know.
With his minister.
And relating back to this... could destroy Earth. It's like headlines that grab your attention.
No, it just said, could Earth be hit like Jupiter just was? Jupiter gets impacted a lot.
Yeah.
Just because of where it is, and it's so freaking big. I mean, it's right there by the asteroid field that separates our half of the galaxy from the outer half of the galaxy.
Do you think there's more than one galaxy?
Yes.
Do you think there's more than one universe?
I'm going to find a rock that's 100 billion light years away and be like, could Earth be hit? We could all be dead in 100 light years.
I mean, there's
screwed.
Millions upon billions of galaxies within our universe, what we know of as the universe. Do we know if there's anything beyond the universe? I mean, there's been, like, ideas that perhaps there is an end to the universe, so perhaps there are multiple universes.
Yeah, I never... actually, I knew that about the galaxy thing. I sounded pretty stupid when I say that.
Sorry.
But no, it was my fault. I sounded stupid. But at the same time, you know... Space has always intrigued me.
Mm-hmm.
Space, I think, does space intrigue you, Destin?
It's the final frontier.
That's true, actually.
It's kind of... It's kind of interesting, space, yeah.
I always said that if Starfleet were a real thing, I would join in a heartbeat.
Anyway. That's background for you.
I was like, are you trying to do the Star Trek theme? Because you're failing. I'm sorry.
I was like, what theme is crazy? He had it there at the beginning.
This is the name. All right. Anyways, okay. So, that's a damn shame.
Yeah. I just thought it was interesting. That really wasn't supposed to be a news desk story. I just thought I'd mention it. But
if that's not a news desk story, I don't know what is. All right, what else?
Okay, so did you know that blue M&Ms could cure paralysis?
What? Blue?
Mm-hmm. The dye in blue M&Ms and also used in some formulas of Gatorade.
See, there's another one. It just happens to be that they're used in M&Ms, so they pick M&Ms for the headline.
What the
Listen,
fuck?
this is the news desk. We're supposed to be sensationalized.
Why couldn't it just be dye could cure
Look,
diseases?
here's a blue mouse, Destin.
Which would be actually kind of an ironic. It would be kind of an ironic headline. Dye could heal you.
Blue dye.
No, these lab rats had spinal cord injuries, which they probably inflicted on the mice beforehand, which is sad. But when they injected them with the brilliant blue G dye, the mice were able to walk again, albeit with a slight limp, but they could walk. And it also turned them blue. They're really cute with their little blue ears and their blue nose. And
That's adorable.
And blue eyes, too. Their eyes are sort of blue.
So we need to go eat some M&Ms, huh?
If you're paralyzed, yeah, start hoarding blue M&Ms or drinking blue Gatorade.
Interesting. Interesting. All right, what else?
All right, this next one's actually kind of funny. In Mobile, Alabama.
Uh-oh.
There's a man in the bathroom who had been in there a while. People were starting to get a little worried about him.
Like Dustin.
So, they'd knocked on the door. There was no answer. They called the police.
Uh-oh.
The police show up. They start banging on the door, trying to figure out what's going on.
He had been in there 15 minutes. No, I'm just kidding.
15 whole minutes.
Yeah.
His time had expired. No, so they decided to throw some tear gas under the door to get the person out.
What?
Oh
Yeah.
my.
Man, this guy's in the bathroom. Instead of opening the door, we better throw some tear gas in there.
They used pepper spray and a taser to get the guy out.
Wow.
Turns out he was a mentally disabled man who was deaf.
Oh, wow.
So he couldn't hear them banging on the door.
But he could probably feel them.
Oh, yeah, he could feel the taser, and I'm
True.
sure the pepper spray and the tear gas really made his eyes burn.
Now that headline should read, "Cops fuck up."
Police use taser on deaf and disabled man.
No. What it should have
Nice.
read was, pepper spray and taser will help you remove from toilet seat. That's what it should have read. if we're going positive today. So.
Well, was he treated for his wounds and suing the state of Alabama?
Well, the officers
Alabama, sir.
tried to book the guy on charges of
Book him,
disorderly
Nano.
conduct, and the charges were thrown out.
What
because
kind of disorderly conduct do you get for sitting on the crapper?
I know! It doesn't say he was doing anything disruptive. He was just in the bathroom.
For how long?
I didn't say that either.
Like, was
Maybe
he in
an
there
hour
for
or two.
a week? A week would be a long time. But like,
still, wouldn't you just
3
like,
hours?
Wouldn't you
And
try
if
and,
he's mentally disabled, maybe he just found something under the sink that it was entertaining to him.
Oh my! Oh my!
Well, I'm thinking, think when you were a little kid.
I never played under the sink in a public bathroom as a kid.
Oh, in a
Destin.
public bathroom.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
You might have said probably the most derogatory thing ever on SideScrollers. You didn't even realize it.
What?
Just what you said though was so funny. No, it was,
Well, I was thinking
he might have found something really shiny under the sink.
I didn't say that. I was
Really
thinking
interesting under the
I was
sink.
thinking when I was a little kid, you would just play with whatever, So I didn't realize he was in a public restroom.
No, I'm just kidding, dude. It wasn't that derogatory, but it was hilarious. Anyways, okay, what else? Anything else?
All right, yeah, our last story comes from G1 Super Prime. This was in Russia. A guy comes in to rob a hair salon in Russia.
They have hair in Russia?
Uh-huh,
Oh.
they do.
They have salons in Russia?
They do,
Okay.
apparently. Well, the salon owner was a black belt
Ooh.
and stopped the guy, tied him up, put him in the back room. After all the employees left for the day, she goes into the back room and rapes him over a week.
What?
Wow.
She? Wow.
She rapes him
Wow.
over a week.
Wow. That's awesomely bad.
So what happened?
Well, she finally lets him go and gives him some money, and says, "Get out of my sight." Well, the guy was so, messed up over it, he just goes to the hospital because he can't believe he was raped for a week by a woman.
But how does I think we've talked about this before, but how does a woman rape a guy?
Think about it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he's got to at least be a little turned on for it to work.
He's got to...
No. Think about it.
I am.
Well, unless she turned him around, but I'm pretty sure, the story says that she had sex with him. So I don't think she was going up the back door. That's what you're angling at, which I think is what you're doing.
Yeah.
I don't think she was, doing
Why not?
that. Well, she might have, but with what? I mean, it says she had sex with him.
her scissors.
A strap on?
Her scissors.
Okay, maybe she has a strap on.
Wow. Well, good for that guy.
It says his genitals were injured, though, so I would
Oh, okay.
assume that she was trying to ride the pony that didn't want to be ridden.
We don't know. We don't know the details. We'll have to call up the guy and ask him.
He said,
Yeah.
my balls hurt, leave me alone.
Yeah.
She's quoted saying, "What a bastard. Yes, we had sex a couple times, but I bought him new jeans, gave him food, and even gave him 1,000 rubles, which is like $30
Nice.
for his troubles."
For your trouble. That's right.
But-
You know, you think that he owed that to her for trying to steal from her. He owed her that sex.
And really, like, I don't think I've ever known a guy that has gotten laid and was like, oh, that was horrible. Like, it might not have been good, but it's still a lay's a lay with a lot of guys that I've known. So,
Lazy-lay? What?
well, like if there's a girl that's gonna put out,
Do
they're
we
not
really
gonna
want to
say
have
no.
this discussion? 'Cause
I guess.
I could destroy your argument, but I'm not going
I don't know. I know.
Coming up next week
from
on
my
Side
guy
Scrollers,
friends.
Justin talks about sex.
No.
Coming up next, we got the forum. We got forum. Is that it?
Yeah, they're both now facing prison terms.
Good for them. Good for them and their horniness. All right, coming up next, we got forum questions.
We want you to be a part of our A-Team. Head to the forum and talk about whatever you want. Gamer stuff, the podcast, our video game vaults, or even Jocelyn the intern.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Talk about Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, or whatever is on your mind. It's at our forum. We need you for our A-Team.
Coming off sexual rape talk, let's move on to forum questions. So what do we got?
Good transition.
Yeah, absolutely. The smooth transition.
G1 Burning Hunter, has there ever been a game that you really liked but you just couldn't finish for some reason, in-game or out?
A ton.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I got like a stack of stuff I wanted to finish, you know?
Most of my problem is that when I start a game,
Randomly, we have theme songs that playing at the
Listen, name that video game tune. Everybody here knows it, right?
Yeah.
Did it! UN Squadron. All right, here we go.
sing along.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think everybody has about 7 or 8 of those games like right now that they want to play.
Yeah.
Metroid Prime 3.
Well, my problem is I get busy, and so I don't get back to it. And if it's like an RPG, typically I have to go back and restart it if it's been too long because I'll forget what the hell happened.
Final Fantasy 12.
There you go.
You know.
With me, it's Hotel Dusk. I've restarted that game about 3 times now.
It took me a long time to finish Mass Effect because I got through it and then I had to move to Texas.
That's another game that
And
I
then-
want to finish that I'm afraid I'm going to forget what I've already
And
accomplished.
finally, 6 months later, I played the last 10 hours of the game and finished it, and it was awesome. But, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes.
I got
is the
games
answer.
too.
What's one that you haven't finished?
Prototype.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Do you like it?
I kind of just started it, but I'm not gonna be able to go through it. I can tell you right now.
Where'd you get Prototype?
Game Attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Pick it up now.
that's right. You know what? One game I haven't even started that I want to play.
I didn't finish Prototype either. I'm pretty close to.
One game that I really want to play that I have not had a chance to play, which I can't believe I haven't, is Zelda Twilight Princess, which you can actually pick up at ScrewAttack's.com right now.
For $29.95.
That's right. No, but
While supplies last.
in all seriousness, I'm probably going to pick it up because I haven't had any time to play it, which sucks. So
We got some really good deals, actually. Like, I keep listening to you guys do the video, and I'm thinking about going to our store to get some of the stuff that we have.
Well, there's not going to be any deals for the G1s then because we're going to buy it all.
Yeah. Hey, those
it's
are great
limited
deals.
supplies.
Buy.
all right. So what else we got?
All right. Balls is my hobby. No, ballin' is my hobby.
Oh, okay.
I can't read.
Wow, Corey.
If we can
Freudian slip.
Ooh, dang.
That'll be on
that
that Side Scrollers. What is that Side Scrollers slip ups? That thing. What's the one that the G1 does an awesome video where he takes?
Oh, he's done a few now?
Yeah, he did one last week too.
Awesome.
I'm betting that 2/3 of the people doing Side Scrollers won't be able to answer this question, which he is wrong. But what is your favorite sport and who is your favorite team/player from that sport? I picked this question because
Wayne Gretzky hockey.
He doesn't play anymore. He's a coach.
When he did. Fuck.
well, I mean, that's still like who's
Brett
your favorite
Favre.
team player from that sport?
Oh, nah.
No, he was picked up by the Vikings potentially.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a fucking...
Really?
The Vikings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a big rivalry between Wisconsin and Minnesota,
Yeah.
and he went to the fucking Vikings.
This is the first
Fuck
you've heard
him.
this?
Yes.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
I heard about this like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks
What
ago.
an ass
This is about-
bag.
Vikings are better than the Packers.
Thank you,
The
Jose.
Fudge Packers.
Ooh.
Nice, Jose.
Jose leaves with a fist bump. Yes. Yeah, you didn't know about that?
No, that's fucked up. You know.
That's great. I can't believe you ever heard about that. It's like that's like literally 2.
Well, I don't
3 months
watch it.
old.
Like I used to watch Packers when I was in Green Bay still, and then like just to hear that, it's like holy crap, really?
That's funny. My favorite player is Dirk Nowitzki on the Dallas Mavericks. I'm a big fan. I think the Mavericks are going to do very well this year. They picked up a lot of free agents, but
didn't they suck ass last year?
No, they're pretty good.
Was it the basketball team that did really bad? I kept hearing all the
the
radio
football team.
Dallas Cowboys.
No,
broke
not
my
the Cowboys.
heart.
Stars did
Oh, the
pretty
Stars.
bad.
I thought it was the Mavericks. Like had a really bad year
No,
last year.
the Mavericks had a good year, but they have high expectations.
Oh, there was something last year that happened, and the coach was on the radio talking about, oh, sometimes you have a bad year. But I don't remember.
I think it might have been the Cowboys, but what's yours?
Football, Dallas Cowboys. I love me some Terrence Newman.
Terrence Newman, huh? I've actually played basketball against Terrence Newman.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know why I love him so much. He just looks like a cool guy.
Yeah,
he just seems.
He's all right. I played against him before. Like when he was a rookie, I played against him, Tony Romo, and Roy Williams on a basketball
Really?
team.
How'd you do?
Just fine. They're all like super mega athletes,
Yeah.
which is crazy. But like, it's funny because I told the story the other day. 3 weeks ago, we had a basketball game, and it was us 5. It was like an actual season game, right? Because I played in this like league,
Right.
And there was 4 people on the other team, but they're supposedly the best team of the league, right? And the guy, the team captain, like he just knows everybody, so he like makes these calls. So with like 2 minutes to go before the game, their 5th player shows up. Do you know who Martellus Bennett is?
Yes, he was a rookie last
Yeah,
year.
Martellus Bennett is like one of the tight ends for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Dude's 6'8". He could have gone pro in basketball. He then proceeds to drop 60 points at us.
You played basketball with Martellus Bennett? I hate you!
I fouled him pretty hard too one time. So the guy's insane.
Sorry,
Anyways,
fall on him pretty hard. Anyway, next question.
He seems like a fun guy too, though. I've seen him on like
See?
Mike Ducey's sports.
He's pretty funny.
Special
he's pretty
or whatever.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I hate him. He scored a lot of points against us. Anyway, so yeah, what else?
Dang, I hate you. Playing with my Cowboys. Anyway.
I did not play with any.
Next question.
War Machine 13. Craig, if you were Mega Man, who would be your Dr. Wily?
Who would be my Dr. Wily? Who would be my evil people?
Evil old man that hides in a weird space machine.
If I was Mega Man, my Dr. Wily would probably be half the Game Trailers community. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just playing.
They're not that bad.
No, they're not that bad at all. I would say, I would have multiple Dr. Wileys, and I'd defeat them all, like we have
9 times.
That's right. Yes. I would say my main Dr. Wily would probably be all the people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about when they talk about certain shit. Who just don't. You only hear one thing and they only think one thing of it. So
you get that a lot on GT. It's just like on like GT, for example. I'm saying, and it's just they're the loudest people. That's
because there's a lot of them.
You get normal comments or just comments that are like sup or R47, like just something that doesn't make sense, and then you get this loud jackass who doesn't know what the fuck he's saying.
Well, that's just the nature of the beast. It's always a vocal minority.
Yeah.
So what about you?
But they stand out. So.
Do you have a Dr. Wily?
My Dr. Wily. This is really dumb, but this is what comes to mind. The guy who has the covered parking space next to mine. We both have 2-door cars, and in the covered parking spaces, there's a pole on either side. Okay, this is retarded. But, so I have to park sort of close to the center to get my door open, and he has to park sort of close to the center to get his door open. Well, except, the pole is on the passenger side for him, so if he doesn't have a passenger, then he can just park normal. But he'll park, over the line in both spaces.
What a penis!
I pay $15 a month for that parking space, and he's the maintenance man, and I guarantee he didn't pay for that space.
What a dick.
Yes! That pisses me off. That is my Dr. Wily.
Do you have a Dr. Wily?
Health insurance companies.
Excellent. All right, what about next question?
The Stickman. After seeing that you were somewhat unfairly placed on the worst cosplay list, Destin, have you any inclination to come back after this Halloween with a new, awesomer costume to free yourself of the humiliation?
That costume was not that bad with the helmet.
You did a really good job. I was actually impressed, considering you did that all by yourself.
Yeah.
I still remember the first day you showed me that.
Yeah.
I still remember the first day. I was like, that is awesome!
You just looked so nerdy without the helmet and your glasses, standing in front of your game collection.
Yeah.
With my bread gun. I'll probably do it next year. I don't know. I put a little bit of money into that one.
Goals and Games, 2009.
But it was kind of fun,
Yeah, dude. legitly, I like admired that costume, but the fact that you took pictures of yourself without the helmet on
was
is what
my
did,
mistake.
that's
Was
what
my
did it
downfall.
in. Exactly. If nobody saw your face, it would have been fine. You know.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, this year for Hard News on Halloween, you must dress as that guy.
Oh, I don't have the costume. I gave it to Ben.
Start on a new one.
Oh my gosh. Well, Ben must dress. as
Ben tore it apart and is using it for whatever.
Oh, that's rough. That's rough. All right. What else?
Last question, John Sonic 7. If you were to make a list of every game ever made and rank them on their quality, what game?
What the fuck?
What game would
List
be
your top 100 games. Sorry, Corey.
No, it's okay. I just spat all over the monitor. It's disgustingly awesome. What game would be in the exact middle? Or in other words, what is the most average game of all time?
Okay.
Oh my God.
I think I get what he's saying here.
Like, what would you
I
just
know
say
what
is one
he's
of your
saying.
most average games that you've ever played, is what I got from it.
I would. You know what? There's several beat 'em ups out there that are just very average. I would say. God, there's one. I'm trying to think of it. I just saw it at Game Attack yesterday. What is it? Come back to me. The most average game ever. What is that? What is that? I'm thinking. Probably something like World Heroes.
That's tough.
Okay.
You know, something like really generic, like a Tasmania on the Super Nintendo. You know.
Yeah.
I don't remember average games. I remember good games. You know, so for me to answer, that's a tough one to answer.
Well, I don't know. I remember a game that sort of left me
Heavenly
disappointed.
Sword. That's not my answer because I'd have to get a list and look at it. But good game. But
Well, when I saw this question, the first game that popped in my head, did anybody play Advent Rising or know anything about that game?
yeah,
I know a lot about Tommy Tallarico and Advent Rising.
Yeah,
Or Jack
okay.
Wall, yeah.
So but I had high hopes for it just because it was written by Orson Scott Card based on, a short story by him.
really average.
Yeah, it just sort of was it was actually put out by Majesco, of all people.
Those bastards.
Yeah, and it was
Son
supposed to
of
be
a
the first
bitch.
game in a trilogy, but it was just sort of, I didn't even finish the game because I got kind of bored with it. I was just like, this is all right, but it wasn't nearly what I was expecting.
Send me a press release, Majesco. I dare you.
All right, cool. So there it is. There's 4 questions, and thus concludes Side Scrollers for this week. All right, we got a lot of stuff to do. Don't forget the Game Attack opening is August 15th. I will see you guys in a couple weeks because I'm getting hitched like that. So you guys hold down the fort, and I'm sure you guys will do a great job. So be ready for a week of non-Craig on ScrewAttack. And everything you have seen of me will be recorded beforehand. Haha. But yeah, until a couple weeks, until next week for you guys. Hey, I'm Stuttering Craig.
I'm Maxif and Corey.
And I'm Daily Destin.
For SideScrollers on ScrewAttack.com.